the teen scene. I'm Amber Thomas.
And I'm Cooper Correvo.
And today we're doing a special teen scene telethon, raising money for Ignatius Ehlinger.
We're raising money for him and his family to get a specially equipped van so it will be easier to transport him in his wheelchair.
Such a great cause.
I'm really psyched to help out here today.
So keep watching. We'll be right back.
Hello. Okay. Thanks for the donation.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, please.
We're raising. That means a hand.
Credit card info?
Yeah.
Hello. Okay. Thanks for the donation.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. That means a hand.
Credit card info?
Yeah.
Hello. Okay. Thanks for the donation.
Thank you.
Bye.
Yeah,
please.
We're raising. That means a hand.
Credit card info?
Yeah.
Hello. Okay. Thanks for the donation.
Thank you.
Bye.
That means a hand.
Credit card info?
Yeah.
Hello.
Thank you.
Bye.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello. How much
Okay.
is it today?
How much?
That's amazing.
Thanks for the donation.
Thank you.
Bye.
We're here with Delich Fulton from Youth Commission.
Welcome. It's a pleasure to have you here today.
Thank you. It's my pleasure to be here.
Tell us a little bit about what you do in the Youth Commission.
Oh, okay. So I'm the chair of the Mayor's Youth Commission. The Youth Commission is basically a mirror image of the Baltimore City Council. It's 14 members at large. We have 3 commissioners that concentrate on things that plague our community, whether it's youth violence prevention, the actual youth violence. I know a commissioner is working on financial literacy, trying to get, and also another one is working on trying to get young people to get out and vote. So that's the type of things that we do. Basically, we're a mirror image of the Baltimore City Council. We work to basically give a voice to the young people that does not have a voice. We also provide recommendation to the mayor, city council president, and different municipal agencies throughout the city.
So what do you personally do in the Youth Commission?
Well, I'm actually the chair. I'm behind making sure that the commission is actually running. The meetings are being ran properly to make sure that we have representation throughout the city and just to make sure that the organization is the well-oiled machine that it is.
Okay.
That sounds really great.
It is. It's rewarding.
So can you tell us about the programs you've done?
Also, we have done a slew of programs. Right now, we're gearing up for our Youth Be More Summer Block Party. And the block parties, we basically go into high violence as it relates to young people neighborhoods. We're going to be there from 7 to 10 p.m. at night. We're going to shut down, the particular areas with the mayor's mobile stage. We're going to have local artists, free food, hot dogs, hamburgers, and just to give our youth something positive to be able to come and partake in.
Sounds cool.
I've never heard of the Youth Commission before. Could you tell everyone out there more about it and how they can get involved?
Sure. So if you want to get involved with the Youth Commission, you could personally email me yourself, Shalik.Fulton at BaltimoreCityYouthCommission.org. That's SHALIK.Fulton, FULTON, at Baltimore City Youth Commission, spelled out, .org. And we'll be able to lead you in the right direction. We also have committees. We work out of 4 committees: education, youth violence prevention, health, and recreation and mentoring. That's where the bulk of our work is done, and we're always looking for young people to come, sit in on our meetings to actually find out what we actually do. All our meetings are public. We'll love to welcome you on down to City Hall. We meet every second and fourth Thursday in the month at 6:30 at City Hall.
Can you tell us a few things that you've done exactly for the youth of Baltimore?
Yes, we put on and host what we call youth speak-outs. So we go into each district and we have the mayor's cabinet members or members of their staff as it relates to police department, fire department, any resource that's closely connected to our young people, and give our young people a chance to ask them questions and for them to be able to deliver back on what our young people want and what they need.
That sounds really good.
Like direct democracy.
So I understand you had an event in April. What was that like and what did you do there?
It was wonderful. We had an opportunity to partner with multiple partners. Dr. Phil Lee from Johns Hopkins University, and he pulled together this brainchild and basically gave it to the Youth Commission. He said, it's April the 4th, the 45th commemoration of Dr. King's assassination. When Dr. King was young, he did a lot of stuff, when he was young. So that basically shaped his career. So we decided to highlight our young professionals throughout the city. So whether it was an entrepreneur, a leader in government, you have your own landscaping business or whatever. We had the opportunity to have Facebook friends to choose individuals to be selected for the award. I believe we highlighted about 18 individuals. And coming up the next year, we want to make this an annual thing. So next year, on April the 4th, we're going to be pulling together a gala. And there we'll be highlighting young organizations that deal with young people. So we definitely want to include you all in on this because this is awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for coming on the show today.
No problem.
Hello? Yes, would you like to donate?
How much would you like to donate? Oh, I didn't catch your name. What is it? Thank you. Thank you very much. I hope this gets me well. Hello? What's up? How much? Whoa. Wow, that's a lot.
Yes, would you like to donate?
What's your name?
How much?
Thank you. Thank you very much, Cindy.
Oh, okay, great. That's amazing. Thank you.
Hello? What's your name? How much are you donating? Whoa, that's a lot. Whoa.
Hello.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
So could you give any of the teens out there any advice on how to get through high school and to start their career later on?
Yes.
And be a part of politics.
All I can say is, young people, please be passionate about what you believe in, stand for it, and just keep pursuing. You have to keep pushing. And I remember when I was in high school and I was sitting in my 11th grade affirmation, and his name was Pastor Barnes, and he had this analogy. He said that he went to the hospital, and on the heart monitor that his grandma was hooked up to, he didn't understand why that line kept going up and down, up and down, up and down. And he asked the doctor, and when the doctor told him what it was for, he said, yeah, that means that your grandma is living. And I take that and I channel that to how we live as young people, growing up. If you see that heart monitor, it goes up and down, that represents all the ups and downs and all the challenges that you will face in high school, in your life every single day. And that doesn't mean that you have died. It's not flatline. That means you're living, So as you go through, just keep pushing and keep that positive energy.
That's a nice
Way to
analogy.
look at it.
That's a great.
I thought it was good too, that's why I used it.
Could you tell kids more about politics and the great things about it?
Yes. So I don't like to call it politics, personally myself. I like to call it a public servant. Because I plan to be a public servant one day and have a strong passion for young people. Growing up in the inner city of Baltimore, the challenges I faced, my mom passing away when I was 2 years old, my dad not being there, being raised by my grandmom who was on drugs, and just living in a community stricken by poverty, and I, somehow, made it out. And I made it out through the characteristics that my higher being gave me, and that was leadership. And I started through student government, worked my way up to student government president, then worked my way all the way up to being the president of all student governments for the entire school system, and now I'm here, in the mayor's office as the chair of our youth commission, representing the thousands of young people that make up Baltimore.
Sounds like an amazing story.
Yes.
Amazing story.
So how did you personally deal with peer pressure in school?
By being myself, because ultimately no one cannot make me do anything that I don't want to, and no one can tell me who I am. My identity lies within me. So, I was strong and I was passionate about something. If I liked the particular shoe I was wearing, if I liked the particular way I was talking, I'm going to do that because that represents who I am. And I don't want any young person out there to begin to think that, to fit in the in crowd that I have to change who I really am, to do that. You don't. Be yourself. People will love you for who you are.
Great message.
So do you have any final thoughts?
Yes, my final thoughts is I just want to say that you guys are doing an awesome job.
Thank
Keep
you.
up the good work because we need organizations like yourself to highlight, the good that Baltimore's young people are doing. And I just thank you all for the opportunity to come on your show.
Thank you for being here.
Don't forget to call the number on the screen. We'll be back.
Hi, I'm Kristin. I'm here at Teen Scene for the telethon, and the phones have been going off non-stop. It's been amazing and extraordinary. I'm so excited to be here, and this is a great opportunity for you guys to see teens doing great things. I like their name too. Wow.
Alright, thank you. What's your name?
Call back again.
Okay, thank you. How much are you donating?
How much? Oh, that's such a... This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. That little light of yours, you're gonna let it shine. That little light of yours, you're gonna let it shine. That little light of yours, you're gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. All together now. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. No, that's this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
Hi, welcome back. We're here with Lakeisha Johnson. So, thank you for being here today on the show.
Thank you for inviting me.
Can you tell us a little bit about what you do?
Okay, so I work with the Baltimore City Youth Coalition as well, and I'm a person of many hats. So I serve as the public, like a person who really does like a lot of partnerships and special events, and I also chair the Health Committee and the Youth Violence Prevention Committee.
What's it like chairing the Youth Health Committee?
Well, it's pretty cool. Like I get a chance to just spend a lot of time with different people, because like a lot of times typically when they think about youth, they just think about like youth who are always doing like bad and negative things, whatever like that, and quote-unquote delinquents, what they like to call us sometimes also. But it's a pleasure also meeting, people like yourselves and people who are homeless, like homeless youth and disabled youth and LGBTQ youth. It's just a pleasure just to meet everyone and being under one roof just to, discuss different issues that are plaguing our community, whether it's being obesity or just insecurities that can have like health effects and everything like that. So it's a wonderful and amazing opportunity to chair that committee.
So what have you done here in Baltimore?
So in Baltimore, I've done a lot of things in Baltimore. Sharing with the commission. This is going into my second year, second to third year. I've been part of the commission, and I've done numerous things. We put on different programs, like Shalik was speaking about earlier with the whole April 4th event. That was one of my babies that I kind of, helped to put together, being a special events coordinator, and that definitely was a success. Many block parties. We do about 12 to 15 on average every summer. And with that also, I work within my district. I'm the 3rd district youth commissioner, and I do a lot of things like going into the schools and just representing the schools and seeing what the issues are in certain schools and how we can just come together as a community to uplift our youth, because a lot of times it's a disconnect between the older generations in the community and the younger generation, so trying to bridge that gap. And that's basically what I do, and just working with my council person to overcome these different obstacles that are plaguing our community.
How old were you when you started getting to be a part in the community?
In the community? Well, I've always been in the community, just because my mother was a very strong person, just, in church and out of church, and my family, we lived on an Afro clean block, so we always was in our community, scrubbing our steps, making sure that everything was, together with our community. I can communicate with my next door neighbor, so I always had that sense of community with me since I was young.
So how did you get started in the youth council?
So one of my friends told me about the youth commission and said, you should really join the youth commission. And I was like kind of hesitant at first because, because I went to college and I was out of state. I went to Bentley Congresswoman in Greensboro, North Carolina. And once I came back, he said, oh, you're back now, so you can join the commission. And I'm like, So I finally came for a meeting, and ever since then, I've just been a part of the commission. And I just really love it because I always had a strong passion for government and like service, youth. I just love it all.
So thank you for coming here to Telethon. Is there anything you think about the Telethon and what we're doing today?
I absolutely love everything that you're doing, because not only am I with the Baltimore City Youth Commission, I work with the Downtown Sailing Center. And at the Downtown Sailing Center, we're teaching, many people. Sailing is for everyone, and just being in the midst of like disabled youth and disabled kids and teaching them how to sail, it just brings such a joy to my heart. And I just love the fact that you are putting this on, because it means a lot. So many youth out here are in the same predicament and are not able to raise funds to have transportation back and forth, and it just gives them a sense of pride, and not just that they're just in a situation where they can't really help themselves, but they can move up from this, and just having people who would like to call in and just donate money, it's just an awesome feeling. It's an awesome feeling, and I congratulate all that you're doing, and I hope great success with this telethon.
If you want to donate, call the number on the bottom of the screen.
We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Devin Kiesling. The phones here are ringing off the hook. It's so great to be part of this whole donation. The young man, Ignatius, is such a sweet boy. It's such a great cause. He's such a fighter, and he's come so far. We'd really appreciate it if you make a donation. It'd really help the whole cause so much. This whole thing is teens doing the right thing, teens helping out the community and people in need. And if you donate to this cause, you're giving us a whole bunch of recognition. Thank you.
Hi everyone, this is Kristin here. We're having such a great time at the Teen Scene Telethon. We hope you're enjoying the show. We'd like to share some of the donations that just came in. Here's one for $200 from Rebecca Hoffberger from the American Visionary Art Museum. Here's one for $100 from Jill Moss Greenberg from the Maryland Women's Heritage Center. Here's one from Mrs. Buck for $250. Oh, and she also bought 6 cookbooks. So don't forget, you can buy the cookbooks on the number on the screen.
Welcome back to Teen Scene.
So can you tell us any advice so we can be empowered to get ready for after high school and teens with peer pressure and stuff like that?
Most definitely. So I would definitely say own it. I mean, because if you don't own what you say or you don't own what you do, then it's basically, pointless. So you have to own everything you say. When someone is talking to you, speak up. Because then you won't have to actually dwell into like the whole peer pressure, because you know what you stand for. Just like Shalique said, you have to stand for something. And you have to be able to just upfront and just say, like, this is what I am. This is who I am. I believe that I'm this way. Do not, just tend to go off for what people think they, want to have. Because at the end of the day, it's so many copies out here, but you're the only original. I'm the only Lakeisha Johnson, even though other people have my name. But however, I'm the only Lakeisha Johnson, and I own that. I own everything that I do. Take opportunities. That's my biggest thing. Since middle school, I was a part of, I went to Roland Park. And since Roland Park and being an ingenuity program, I was owning everything. I took for granted every opportunity that there was out there. So when I went into high school, I had so many opportunities. And that's when I actually got my passion for politics and government and public servicing, because I was in the ingenuity, which is science and math based. I didn't have that opportunity. But coming into high school, I was invited to study at Yale University. I was a debater, went to Harvard, numerous things, went to across seas to India. I took opportunities by the bootstraps, and I said, I'm going to do this is what I want. And so it's really important just to take opportunities, but it starts from owning everything that you do and everything that you say.
Thank you. That's amazing. It's really. Is there any way that we can get in contact with you and the commission?
Most definitely. So you can email me personally at lakeisha.johnson@thebaltimorecityouthcommission.org, which is LAKEISHA.Johnson@baltimorecityouthcommission.org. You can follow us on Facebook at the Baltimore City Youth Commission, Twitter, Be More City YC, and also on Instagram. So you can even just Google search us and we'll pop up.
Thank you for coming to the show today.
Thank you for having me. So actually, we have a meeting coming up next Thursday. So we have meetings every second and fourth Thursday. So this actually is our second Thursday of the month. You all can almost, can come down. We're at City Hall. It's a public building. Just have ID. We have a committee meeting beginning at 5:30, which is actually my committee meeting. So you'll be able to sit in on my meeting to see what we're doing and what we're up to with that. And also, immediately following after that, we have our general body meeting at 6:30. So from 5:30 to 6:30 and 6:30 until.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for being on the show today.
Thank you.
We'll be right back. And don't forget to call the number on the screen.
Welcome back to Teen Scene.
We're going to give you a little cheer right now.
When you're smiling, oh, when you're smiling, when you're smiling, oh, when you're smiling, the whole world smiles with you. And when you're laughing, just keep on laughing, 'cause the sun will shine right through. But when you're crying, you bring down the rain, so stop that crying. Be happy again. 'Cause when you're smiling, oh, when you're smiling, the whole world smiles with you.
Holy moly goly.
You're watching the Teen Scene Telethon. Please call the number at the bottom of the screen if you want to get involved and help out Ignatius.
Yeah. Alright, is everyone supposed to say yeah?
That's the one. All right, everybody. Row, row, row your boat
Gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. I can hum.
So if you want to get involved with Telethon, you got to work hard and row that boat. Right, kids?
Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream.
And then keep repeating it now, okay? At action.
Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Yeah! You know what the real song is? Row, throw the person overboard and listen to him scream. Really on TV?
All right. And
Sure.
now, Marcellus,
When do you say that?
Marcellus, this is you telling them about it. Okay?
When do you say that?
Rewards are throw the person overboard and listen to him scream.
That wasn't as real as it the first time.
Okay, but this is just to make sure.
Detweiler, the phones are ringing off the hook. This is such a great cause, and I'm so happy to be a part of it. Ignatius is such a great boy. He's come so far in life. It's been a joy meeting him today, and I'm so glad to be a part of this, and we'll be right back.
Hello? Alright, yeah. Thank you. Second dollar. Okay, so credit card number. Phone number. Hello? Yeah. Okay, what's your name? Yeah. Okay, thank you very much for this donation. I think it will go very well.
So joining us now is Congresswoman Helen Bentley. Welcome to the show.
And I'm glad to be here.
Thank you.
Tell us a little bit about what you do, or did.
What I did, well, I was a journalist first. And almost immediately when I came to Baltimore, I was put on what we call the beat to cover the waterfront. And I'm still at the waterfront. And that was a long time ago, I can tell you. I grew very fascinated with shipping and with trade and all that it represented in the world and all that it represented to the economy of the state of Maryland. And even though I've been in different capacities, I still come back to the Port of Baltimore. No, actually, it was in the very early days of television.
Oh, I know.
1950.
So what television show were you on?
I had my own show called Port, the Bill of City and State on WMAR.
What happened to that? Like, what was it about?
I did it for 15 years on industries in Maryland that were linked to shipping, to trade, and tied into the Port of Baltimore. And every year I did about 35 shows, Sunday afternoons at 5 o'clock. So I had a very good time. The hour was right.
What made you want to do the show?
Because I felt it important that the people in Maryland should know more about the Port of Baltimore. And that's why I did it. And it was those days it was all black and white. And when we went into color, because of the higher cost of color, I didn't even try to venture into it. I didn't know whether I could get sponsors, and I felt 15 years was a long siege.
Can you tell us your favorite thing about your show?
What was that?
Can you tell us your favorite thing about your show?
The favorite thing about the show was that I learned so much about the economic foundation that made the state of Maryland, and actually made the United States of America, because it is trade. Trade is what created this country to where it is today, and that's why trade, even now, is a major issue between all nations.
So are a lot of things imported in the Port of Baltimore?
Probably everything you have on today
Really?
has been imported, and everything he has on today, and everything you have on today, and everything you have on today, and what I have on. Yes, our clothes. And that's, I get very uptight about that issue, because I don't like to see manufacturing disappear from the United States of America, because that means we lose a lot of jobs. But at the same time, we do have to face the fact that we need to improve conditions in the countries that are just coming up. We have to give them opportunities, and so we have to buy from them. So we hurt ourselves industrially, except that America has so many geniuses, and we keep coming up with higher tech and other innovative ways to do things. Now, what's on the books, and this is not, there's no publicity on this, but what's on the books, speaking of higher tech, is what's known as 3D shipping.
Stop.
And instead of this pair of pants being made in Ceylon and then shipped over, they're going to do three-dimensional over the air. I'm not a high-tech person, so they're going to transmit here the size and the style, and they will be made here. That's the future.
Is that going to be beneficial, or?
Well, that's yet to be. There was an article in the Wall Street Journal just this week that said that General Electric and Ford Motor Company and Mattel, which makes the Barbie dolls, are already involved in doing this. Ford is doing components for their cars. I forget what GE is doing, but I know the Barbie doll is now becoming a 3D production.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being here on the show and all that you did for the telethon. Can you tell us more that you did?
Well, the reason for our telethon is so we can raise funds for the young man to have a vehicle in which a wheelchair can be pushed up. And the vehicle is out there, the kind that can happen to. And that is Norris Honda. They do both Fords and Hondas. That's Norris Honda in Dundalk. They've been kind enough to cooperate, and they want to help in every way they can to make a new vehicle for the wonderful young man as soon as possible.
It's very kind of you to partake in this whole telethon.
Yes. I'm glad to do it. Loretto, when she gets on your back about an issue, she doesn't let go.
Well, thank you for all that you do.
Thank you.
I'm happy to be here with you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. So I understand that you're on the honorary board for the Maryland Women's Heritage Center.
Yes, I have been.
What do you think the importance of this center is?
I'm one who is very fond of history. And I think for our future, we need to know what happened behind us. And that is history. And too many people overlook the importance of history. And the Heritage Center is history. It is the history of how the women in the state of Maryland have been leaders and how they have accomplished things despite the fact that there were no easy ways for them to accomplish that. We had to work our way to open the doors for the women. And now this young lady and this young lady and that young lady and these two are going to have it a lot easier. That's what heritage is all
Thank you for
about.
all you did.
Yeah, thank you.
Let me add to that, young man. When I was being considered for a position by President Nixon in Washington, the first position I wanted was maritime administrator, which meant it was public relations for the American Merchant Marine. I didn't get it because a labor leader felt he couldn't control me. Okay. The next one was the Assistant Secretary for Transportation in the Department of Transportation for communications. And then the Secretary of Transportation said a woman can't handle that job. And I was very angry and because I knew Washington very well by then, and I certainly knew communications. But John Volpe said a woman can't handle. He had to fire the man he hired 3 months later. And then when the chairmanship of the Federal Maritime Commission came up, there was a commission seat and the chairman seat. And they offered me the commission seat. And I told them no. I want the chairmanship or nothing. Well, that's been promised to a man in Warren, Ohio. I said, the man in Warren, Ohio has never been around a ship. How can you give it to him? He doesn't know anything about shipping. I knew shipping. And this was a political battle. And it was finally because the White House got word that the press was going to get on this story about the man in Ohio versus me. And so I was offered the chairmanship.
Wow.
And I took it.
Thank you for being on the show today. It's so glad to hear about your story and everything. Don't forget, if you want to donate, call the number on the screen. And thank you, Norris Honda, for donating. Thank you very much, and we'll be right back.
Oh, hello? Yes, thank you. Can I have
Hello.
your name, please?
Hi. Yes.
Hello.
We're raising money for.
Oh, how much? Hello?
Thank you.
Okay.
How much?
Thank you. How much would you like to
Small.
donate? Can I have your name,
Okay.
please?
That sounds great. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Hello? Okay, what's your name? And how much? Okay, thank you. Hello?
Oh, hello?
Yes.
What's your name?
Yes, we're taking
Hi.
donations for kids that
Thank
needs
you.
a handicap van.
How
No
much would you like to
donation is too
donate?
How
small.
much would you like
Hello?
to donate? Okay.
Okay, how
That
much?
sounds
Wow.
great.
And what's your name?
Wow, thank
Thank
you.
you.
Bye.
Okay, have a good day. Hi, this is Kristin. We have a bunch more checks coming in. Here's one for $50 from Brian Dragonaut. Here's one from Bailey's Crab Cakes at the Lexington Market. And here's one from Mary Mervis Deli. And here's one from Jeffy's Museum. Here's one from Linda Shevitz from the Maryland Women's Center. And here's one from Frances Glendenny, the president of the Maryland Women's Center.
I'm a Yankee Doodle dandy, Yankee Doodle do or die. A real live nephew of my Uncle Sam, born on the 4th of July. I have a Yankee Doodle sweetheart, she's my Yankee Doodle joy. Yankee Doodle went to town just to ride a pony, I am that Yankee Doodle boy.
I'm Director of Special Education in Warren County Public Schools. I participate in Challenger, have for the last, 8 or 9 years. I umpire, I announce, just a friend of the league. It's a great opportunity to interact with the students and the parents in Warren County.
Number 2 for Denver Kitchen and Bath, Sharon Kindall. The crowd goes wild. Sharon is a consistent getter throughout the year.
The announcers do make the games feel real for the kids. It's an opportunity for them to hear their name over the PA, the public broadcasting system. It lets them hear their name multiple times. So I try to say their name when they're on base, when they're batting, when they're in the field, so they feel like they're really part of a live baseball game. Part of this is awareness. We just Challenger. We're trying to make that part of the culture, and not try. It is part of the culture of Front Royal. I think they're interwoven into the Little League. But how can the public help? Well, you can contribute. We go to the biggest Little League Jamboree, Challenger Little League Jamboree in the world every summer, and we take all the parents at no cost. So if they want to contribute either donations, that would be wonderful, or their time, that'd be fantastic.
Hi, I'm Sharon Kindall. I am Front Royal Little League Challenger Commissioner, and I'd like to welcome you all to the game today. Today is our last game and our award ceremony and our picnic. Challenger is a division for mentally and physically handicapped children to be able to play baseball like the rest of the kids get to play with Little League. We have all disabilities. We have wheelchair, we have autism, we have ADD, a wide variety. We mix all the ages together, and there is no win or lose. Everybody wins with Challenger. We have buddies for the kids. A large majority of the kids, especially like my little one is in a wheelchair and he cannot hold a bat, so he has a buddy that helps him put his hands on the bat and he knocks his off of the tee. Some of the kids can actually hit the ball themselves, but they need some guidance making it base to base, and so they just walk along beside them. Walk, run, to encourage them, and they are referred to as their buddy.
We're about to get underway in
Why are you standing there and tell me allow it?
There's a smash up the middle of Carly Jenkins. Taking first base, running a nice ground ball. Fourth base getting there is number 1, Ignatius.
twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous arms o'er the ramparts were gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say just that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Hi, I'm Winnie Ehlinger. I'm Ignatius's mom, and I want to thank everyone for coming today and helping us try to raise funds for an accessible van for Ignatius. A lot of people are wondering why there are certain organizations that we haven't contacted. We have contacted a lot of organizations, and Ignatius is not eligible. I'll give you an example. The Virginia Department Brain Injury Fund only gives money to families who have a brain injury due to doctor or nurse negligence at birth. And that doesn't apply to Ignatius. He was born with a disability. It wasn't anyone's negligence, just the beautiful way that God made him. So this is, in a lot of places that we have contacted, he's not eligible for funds through them. And so we're trying to raise funds through the Ignatius Ehlinger Fund to get an accessible van to take him to all of his activities and appointments. And thank you all for helping.
Hello?
Hello?
Okay. Yes. Hello? Okay, what is your name? What is your name?
Oh, thank
Okay.
you. Can I have your
Okay,
name?
how much? Okay, what's
How
your
much
name?
would you like to
Thank
donate?
you. Have a good day. Thank you. Have a
Thank
good day.
you. No donation is too small. Hello, I'm Cooper, and we've been having a pretty good day. I've gotten a lot of nice donations for this great cause.
Hi, I'm Holly. We've had a lot of donations. This is a great cause.
Hi, my name's Heather. I've gotten a lot of great donations. Okay. It's really fun being here, and I'm so glad to be involved.
I'm Devin. This is a really good cause, and we've gotten a whole bunch of donations for it. It's been a really good day. Hi, this is Kristin. We want to thank Norris Motors for bringing down the handicap van and leaving it outside so everyone could see it. And we also want to thank everybody who baked cookies and cakes and everything. It was just amazing. The cookbook will be available for as long as you want it, and it makes a great Christmas present. Ignatius, you were darling today, and I hope you had a great time. Now back to the show.
Hi, my name's Kadist, and
This exhibit is for Dr. Mary Clee, one of the first astronauts in Maryland.
I'm Dr. Mary Clee, and I'd like to say hello. We have a lot of interesting things going on when it comes to careers in science, technology, engineering, and math, and it's really exciting to be able to share some of them with you. This is a very exciting career for kids, any kid, but in particular we'd like to encourage girls to think about being an engineer or a scientist, because it's really a fun career. I worked for over 30 years as an engineer, and I can't think of anything I could do that would have been more fun than what I did, and what I'm still doing, in fact. So it's really a great thing to consider.
Well, welcome back to the Telethon. We're here with the director of the Maryland Women's Center, Jill Moss Greenberg. Welcome.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here, and I'm especially glad to be on the same program with Helen Bentley. You were fortunate enough to have the embodiment of living history here with you for this taping. And I hope that you really heard her message. We are very honored to have her serve on the honorary board of the Maryland Women's Heritage Center, where you've been taping Teen Scene for the last couple of years. But she has been working for decades at a time when it was very difficult for women to break into any of these areas. And I had to laugh when she said that John Volpe in the Nixon administration said a woman couldn't handle that position. He never dealt with Helen Bentley because there's no way that she couldn't handle whatever came before her. And I think when you heard that story of what wasn't offered to her, then what wasn't offered to her, and then what she insisted upon and wouldn't accept it, and was very clear. Not only her being a woman, but the background she had with shipping and with ships and with the ports, which a person from Ohio, of course, didn't have. It's not near a coast. And it was very important. And those are the things that for you as young people, as you move forward, don't sell yourself short. Know that it's important to use the passion that you have, the things you believe in, and stand up for those. If you're in a wheelchair, wheel forward for those like Ignatius does. But really, don't be told what you can't do. One of the women we have in the Hall of Fame here named Pauli Murray was turned down from UNC because she was African American. She was turned down from Harvard because she was a woman. This was a while ago. And she ended up becoming one of the first African American woman actually to be an Episcopal priest. She became a priest, she became a lawyer, she became an author, and she was an activist. This was after she was told she couldn't do either because of being a woman and being a woman of color. And the other one I'd like to use as an example is our Mary Cleave, who's in our STEM exhibit, who's the astronaut from NASA with whom we've worked. Because Mary also was told she wanted to fly. I don't know if any of you ever wanted to, have the vision of flying a plane. And Mary had this idea when she was a child, when she was a teen, she wanted to fly. So she took flying lessons. She convinced her parents. Her mother drove her to the airport near their home. She took lessons, and by the time she was 16, she had a pilot's license.
Wow, that's great.
By the time she was 18, she had a commercial pilot's license. Well, when she finished school, she wanted to become a pilot. But guess who couldn't become pilots? Women. Right. So she couldn't become a pilot. So she thought, well, I really want to fly, so maybe then I'll become a flight attendant. At least I'll get to go up in the air regularly because I love that so much. They told her she couldn't become a flight attendant because she was too short. So she was turned down to become a flight attendant. And so what did she do?
Became an astronaut?
She went back to school, became an engineer. She said, what will qualify me to go and fly? She became an engineer. She qualified for NASA, and she went up in space on 2 different space shuttle missions. And I always like to say she flew higher than all those people who told her she couldn't fly. And I think if you keep that image in your mind, that there's no height you can't reach as long as you're clear on what your beliefs, what you care about, and have a passion for achieving it. And don't accept being thought less of. Don't accept being given half a loaf when you deserve the full position or you deserve the full opportunity. And we believe all of you deserve that. And that's why our motto for the Women's Heritage Center is what's behind us, of adding her story to his story to tell our story. Because we believe in the opportunity for everybody, not just some of us.
Thank you for all you've done.
I want to thank all of you for being part of Teen Scene and especially being part of today for this special telethon. It means so much that you are today taking the priority to look out for Ignatius and to help raise funds for him and for his family. It's just the kind of thing that our democracy is about, that we ought to be working toward together to do these things. And you are just our hope for the future. So we thank you very much for all you do with Teen Scene, and especially for what you've done today for the telethon to help raise funds for Ignatius and his family.
Thank you for being on the show today.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, that's it today. Don't forget to call. Bye.
Hello? Yes, would you like to donate? How much would you like to donate? Oh, I didn't catch your name. What is it? Thank you. Thank you very much. I hope this gets really well. No problem. Hello? What's up? How much? Whoa. Wow, that's a lot.
Yes, would you like to donate?
What's your name?
How much?
Thank you. Thank you very much, Cindy.
Oh, okay, great. That's amazing. Thank you.
Hello? What's your name?
Hi.
How much are you donating? Whoa, that's a lot.
Hello.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Hi, my name is Kristin, and I had an amazing time here. This was a great experience, and this is an amazing cause. Hi, my name is Meredith, and I had a great time today.
Hi, my name is Kara Haney, and this experience was amazing. Helping this cause has really taught me a lot.
Hi, we want to thank everybody for the day. It's been wonderful, but we especially want to thank Andy Cat, who brought the van down for us to see, and he is with the Norris Automotive Group. And I think I would like him to help tell us a little about how that handicap being accessible goes, how we do that.
Well, to begin with, when you come into the dealership and you pick out the van that you have, you can get either a side lift or you want to get a lift into the back of the truck, and then you give the arrangements to have it come out or taken out and having all that equipment installed. And that way it's to your, whatever your specifications, and they'll make it to you whatever you want. So they can take like the middle seat out so that if with a wheelchair you can have the lift come up and then you can go right inside, and they have a place where you can lock the wheelchair down so it doesn't move and everything can be taken care of. And they do a very nice job, and it's very good for the people, and it's easier for the people to handle.
Oh, that's great. That's just what we need, because it's hard for my daughter to lift that wheelchair in and out, and my grandson and put him in the car seat and all that. So that's wonderful.
But they have, again, we would send it out, and again, it's the side lift, and then we just lift it up and bring it in, and that just folds into the, either folds in or just folds up, whichever way you want it done.
We spoke with dealership, Wayne's Automotive Group, and they, in Waynesboro, Virginia, they recommended for Ignatius's age to have a side entry versus a rear entry because it's less jostling feeling in the van.
Right. Again, like I say, they could put the side entry in for you, and then the lift would come up, and then you could go into the van itself. And with the wheelchair, it would be locked down so that it doesn't move while you're in transit. Then you unlock it and put it on the lift, and then bring it out, bring it back to the ground again.
Thank you so much for coming today. Thank you for bringing the van, allowing us to use it for the day. And do you have contact information that we can
Yes,
give?
we have Brian Marshall over at the dealership, or Brian Cook. You can contact them, and they can make the arrangements to have that and show you what is available and how it goes into the truck. Yeah, that way you come down to the dealership, and they can make arrangements to your specifications, the main thing, so that you're happy with it, and that it's very functional.
And that is Norris Ford, if anybody's interested.
Norris Automotive Group.
Norris Automotive Group.
Yes, we sell Ford, Honda, Nissan, and Acura. So that's our group itself, and the family's been in business. We've been a Ford dealer for 97 years, so we've been around for a while.
Would you like to give us your location?
We are the Ford dealership and the Honda dealership is located on Merritt Boulevard, 900 block of Merritt Boulevard in Dundalk, and our Acura and Nissan store are on Route 40 West in Ellicott City. And again, those places would be happy to handle stuff for you, take care of it.
Okay, so we also would like to thank Helen Bentley for coming down and supporting us and getting us a car dealership. Jill Greenberg, who runs the Women's Heritage Center, here has been nice enough to let us have the show here. And of course, Loretta Gubernadas, who is our producer and director. And all the teen scene girls who have done, and gentlemen, who have done a wonderful job to help us. And Winnie and I and Tom and Tim and of course Ignatius are all grateful for your help. Thank you.
So that's all for the teen scene today. I'm Cooper Carevo.
And I'm Robert Thomas.
And we will see you next time.